Hey guys, it's Courtney here from Willow's Bloom, and today I have a pick a card reading for you about what the next 6 months have in store. So for each of the piles, this is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3. For each of the piles, I divided them into 3 different sections, one of them being your current energy, the next your future energy, and lastly, any advice cards that will help you get to that future or get through whatever you're currently moving through. So you can just go ahead and pick whichever pile resonates with you in the description box below. I have some timestamps. And yeah, it should just tell you things that resonate with you. And if it doesn't, then, leave what doesn't and take what does, like any time you listen to a tarot reading. So I hope that it's helpful for you guys. And again, this is pile 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's start off with pile 1. Okay, so pile 1, you chose this big crystal. And for you guys, as I mentioned, we're going to be breaking up the deck into 3 different sections. So I have kind of a lot of cards here. And we're going to start off by looking at your current energy. So you guys have the 3rd house messages. Scorpio, I transform, Knight of Swords, Page of Swords, and 8 of Cups. Okay, so really what I'm getting for you guys so far with this is that you have a lot of ideas coming through right now. You guys have the 3rd house messages, which is really about your intellectual mind and receiving information about how to move forward. I don't know how to get this camera to focus. I really don't. Oh, there we go. Cool. And so the fact that there are also 2 different swords cards, the Knight of Swords and Page of Swords, to me is really indicating that you guys are very much in the mind right now. So new ideas are coming in, you are acting on them, you're feeling excited. Page of Swords to me is that new idea, and the Knight of Swords is you acting on it very passionately, very swiftly. And I do think that these are carrying you to new horizons with this 8 of Cups. I think that you're probably doing things that you've never really tried before. And again, I think you're acting quite quickly. The danger of having this Knight of Swords energy is that sometimes it can be kind of like you just do things a little bit too quickly. Like it's not as maybe thought through as it could be. So that's the shadow side of this energy. So that's the only thing that I would really warn you about here. But I feel like you guys are also going through a deeper transformation. So these, and that's because I pulled the Scorpio card. I transform here. So these cards here are really powerful for in the mind. However, I feel like with this 8 of Cups and this I Transform card, there is a lot going on emotionally as well. You guys are taking a journey to a new place with these new ideas. And whenever you are moving into a new venture, you have to face a lot of your own shadows, your own limiting beliefs. You're stretching yourself beyond your current parameters. And so I think that's why I pulled the I Transform Scorpio card, because this is really indicating that in order for you to step into these new ideas and go into this new terrain, you have to transform yourself and leave your old self behind. And that's really what this 8 of Cups to me is representing. You see how she's walking? She has her back turned and she's walking to the mountains. Again, why doesn't this focus? Why? If you guys know anything about cameras, comment down below how to get them to autofocus correctly, because this sucks. Okay, so she's walking and she has her back turned. And what I think she's walking away from is actually the old version of herself. So I think a lot of these new ideas, that's what it's going to ask you to do, is it's going to, in order to live up to those new ideas and up level your life according to these new ideas, you have to leave this past behind. So that's kind of like the energy of where you're at right now. You're in a deeper transformative process, and you might not even always recognize all the transformation that you are doing underneath the surface, because when I think of this Mercury energy and the Swords energy, I feel like you guys have a lot of concentration about your thoughts. A lot of it is more on the mental plane. So I think this is kind of like the undercurrent, is that you're undergoing a deep transformation, but on the surface, you guys are actually experiencing just a lot of like thinking, like, where is my life going? Planning things out, having new ideas, and maybe not realizing that you're moving through such a deep transformation. Okay, so up next for you guys, I have your future situation, and then your advice for moving into the future. So for the future, I have the Moon, or the Soul, the 4th house, Saturn return, 10 of Cups, Queen of Wands. Let me move all this over. Queen of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, and the Justice card. Okay, so this is really interesting because a lot of this energy here is very much like where you currently are, is very much ideas, exploration, trying new things, being passionate, but it's all very much like novice energy. When you set out on a trip, like, she's just getting started. She's just getting this idea. This person is just starting to go after that new idea and make it happen. So I think the energy that you are currently embodying is more of this novice energy, and you're moving into a very foundational energy that is quite mature and masterful. So that is really where I see you stepping up in the next 6 months in your life. And the first thing that really draws my attention is the Saturn return and the 4th house cards, because whenever somebody goes through their Saturn return, it's really an up-leveling of where they are in their life, but from a place of maturity. So they are finally kind of like looking at the things that made them more childish or made them not as successful, and they are addressing those things and transforming it right here. So I feel like you're actually already doing that. You're starting to leave it behind with the Scorpio card. And now I think it's more about applying a sense of discipline in order to reach this Saturn return. Because what I love about the Knight of Swords is that he is very passionate and goes after his goals. However, this energy, like I mentioned, can be quite quick and not as well thought through. But this Saturn return card is about having a deep sense of wisdom and maturity, and that involves planning and understanding where each and every piece of effort and time and energy for you is being placed. So I feel like while this is more the exploratory phase, you're in the next 6 months, you're being called to become almost more mature in a way, more adult-like, in pursuit of your passions, in pursuit of your goals. And that could be making a schedule, sticking to a plan, creating hard deadlines for yourself and really honoring that. And a lot of this is quite challenging. I think Saturn returns are emotionally challenging because we have to face a lot of the things that have been keeping us like small or like children, and it's almost like we have to face our reality and own up to the things that we've created in our life up to that point in order to make a big change. So again, that's where I think the Scorpio energy is going to come into play for you. And I think that is not, again, it's not an easy process, but it's going to be really helpful for you. And I think that's also where the moon comes into play too, because the moon in astrology represents our internal world or our emotions. So I think that as you are maturing outwardly, creating a plan, going after your goals, making it happen, you are also doing so on an inner emotional level as well. And that's, again, like I was saying, kind of facing those things that may have been holding you back. the character traits, the things that, it's time to let go of as you become an adult. And there are certain things like that. And I could even see you guys in the next 6 months stepping up and creating more of a family, because I pulled the 4th house and the 10 of Cups. These are both family cards, home cards. And as well, the 9 of Pentacles really plays into this too. It's like in the next 6 months, you're going to build a strong foundation. And if you don't have a family, and that's not something that comes into play in the next 6 months, what I see is that you're building the foundation for a family. And the foundation and all that process, while it will be challenging, I think will lead to your ultimate happiness. The 10 of Cups is the happiest card in the whole tarot deck. So I feel like this is going to be at your energy at some point in time. All this effort that you put in with your Saturn return is going to pay off. And I know that because of this Justice card here. And Justice is the card that represents Libra, balancing the scales, getting what you deserve. So you putting all this time, energy, and effort into something and being really responsible is going to pay off. And so I feel like the only thing that you really need to move into this energy is to dedicate yourself to one thing and leave your old self behind and allow yourself to go full force, because it will start to pay off. And if you look at it depends on when you're watching this, because this is a timeless reading. However, if this is you looking into 2021's energy, that's really when we're going to start manifesting, because 2020 has been the year of building the foundation, which is this fourth house card. Because 2020 was a 4-year, we were laying the foundation brick by brick, and then you're going to start to see things manifest. But again, the 6 months are going to be lots of hard work. However, it's going to lead to so much fulfillment with this 10 of Cups. I also think that this hard work is going to give you a greater sense of confidence. So whenever you see an adult, anyone, as they start to age, their confidence grows significantly. And it's because they have overcome so much and they get to know themselves on such a deeper level. And that's really what I'm seeing for you guys. I'm seeing like a deep maturing at your emotional level, at your external level, where you are laying the foundation, creating, working really hard and creating a life for yourself. And all this hard work is not only going to lead to financial abundance, but it's going to lead to the internal changes that are going to make you feel so secure in who you are. It's like you finally have kind of outgrown your childhood self and your childhood insecurities, and you've stepped up into your power and your essence. And a really important key player for this, you can see with her black cat by her side and with this moon card, that intuition is going to be a key player. You guys are going to have to not only up-level your connection with yourself, but your connection with your intuition, and use that to guide you throughout all this hard work. Because it's silly to do a lot of hard work and put a lot of energy into something if your intuition isn't also aligned with it. So it's going to be important for you to call on your intuition to make sure that you are putting your energy into the right places so that you can manifest true happiness. Okay, so let's look at your advice cards for all of this. How you guys can start to move into this energy with ease right now. So you guys have the Grand Cross, Truth, the Goddess of Truth, Red, which is forgive, Star, you can manifest your every wish, Confidence, it comes, sorry, I'm reading this upside down, with time and practice, and Flower, be honest with yourself. So two things that popped out at me are this Flower card and this Truth card. These are both talking about being honest with yourself. And as I was mentioning earlier, going through your Saturn return is a time of facing really hard truths, because you take a hard look at your life and see what you've manifested and created and take responsibility for all of those things that you've made. And it's only by being super honest and super true about, your current situation, your current life, and your current level of happiness that you are then able to transform and change things to be more in line with what you want. But it can be a hard knock to face those things. I personally have had experience with Saturn moving over my moon. And during this period of time, I became acutely aware of my role in creating all the things in my life. And I wasn't happy with a lot of things. And I realized, at the end of the day, no matter what has happened to me externally, I still manifested this. I still created this. I had a part in all of this. And I think that's the truth that you're going to be facing with this Saturn return. But that is the only place that's empowering enough to allow you to start to manifest and create the things that you truly do desire, as I was mentioning. And that's why you got this star card. You can manifest your every wish. And that's pretty straightforward, but that doesn't mean it's going to be easy, because you guys have this grand cross. And in astrology, a grand cross is when a bunch of planets are making harsh angles with each other. 90-degree angles and oppositions. So whenever there's a grand cross, you can think of it like as if you were at cross purposes. There's different energies in your life that are kind of fighting each other. And part of me feels like this is the old you fighting the new you. I mean, it's kind of like growing pains when you think about it. Like it's literally your body hurts. It's painful to grow up. It's painful to age. It's painful to let go of your childhood self and mature and become responsible and be super honest about your life. And I think that is going to present itself in your life through some number of circumstances where you feel like the old you wants to do video games, play video games at midnight, or stay up late, or eat candy, or whatever it is that you're currently doing that's keeping you in this youthful exploratory energy and not in this wise accomplished energy. So you're going to have this duality, these two sides of you that are like, okay, but I want to have this, but I also want to be my old self. I also still want to be able to do these other things. And this is saying that you have to make hard choices. Squares create tension in order for you to make change, in order for you to transition and finally get out of your comfort zone in order to manifest a more fulfilling life. So you're going to be presented with opportunities with this Saturn return energy here, where you're going to be given difficult choices and you're going to feel pulled in different directions. But I hope that you lean into this Saturn return energy and that you are really truthful with yourself. And part about being truthful is being honest about what you really want and living super authentically. Because sometimes what is comfortable is not what we actually want. Like, just because you're with someone and you're comfortable with them doesn't mean that that's like the person that you really want when you sit down and dream of your future partner, or the job that you really want, or the place that you really want to live. So I think, again, being truthful is being super honest. Like, is this authentically what I want? Is this the best thing for me? Is this the best that I can do? Or can I do better? And I think you're going to make mistakes, and that's why I picked this forgive card here. I mean, you're not going to be faced with these grand cross decisions without messing up. And that's part of the maturing process, is that you learn to love yourself as you stumble through it, and you forgive yourself for not being perfect. And that's going to be super, super important to developing this confidence, this Queen of Wands. I pulled this other confidence card. Like I was saying, these are both cards of confidence. This one says confidence comes with practice and time. And that's the thing, is it takes practice. You're going to stumble, you're going to mess up, and it's going to be important to forgive yourself and love yourself throughout that process. And this will create the confidence in yourself. As you live more in alignment, you will feel more and more confident. But even more importantly, as you love yourself through the growing, you will feel more and more confident. So that's really what I'm seeing for you guys as far as advice, is being super honest with yourself, knowing that you can manifest anything that you want, and you're going to be faced with decisions that will likely be challenging, where you're going to be tested almost in a way. Like, do I want to fall back into my old patterns, or do I want to up level? You're going to make mistakes, and it's going to be important to forgive yourself and love yourself through that, and allow yourself to have the time and the practice to create that confidence. But always coming back at the end of the day and being honest with yourself about who you are and what you want and what you've created and what you want to create in the future. But I mean, as far as your future is concerned, these are all really amazing cards. So it definitely is indicating a lot of work, but also a lot of happiness. So I think that this is such an incredible pile, and I'm really excited to see how you guys develop over the next 6 months. And if this resonated, please leave a comment below, and you can always book an astrology reading with me at willowsbloom.com. Thanks, bye. Okay, up next we have pile 2. So you guys should have chosen this rock here, this stone that my friend actually gave me. I think it's quartz from the mountains here in Colorado. So as I was mentioning at the very beginning, this is your 6-month reading, and I'm going to be dividing this into 3 different sections: your current energy, your future energy of what you're manifesting in the next 6 months, and your advice for how to get there. Okay, so this is your current energy. You have the water element, sensing, Jupiter return, benefits, 4 of Cups, the Magician, and the Queen of Swords. So it's interesting. I think you guys are actually in a really good place right now as we're speaking. If you're watching, this is a timeless video, but if you're watching this when I am publishing it, you know that it's been a rough year. So it's pretty incredible that you've come out on top and that you're actually, again, in a good place. And you know, what I feel like for you guys is that you're not really seeing how good of a place you're in right now. So what's making me feel that way is the 4 of Cups and the water. So these are both emotional elements here, where you're really relying on not only your intuition, but your emotions to guide you. And this person here is being offered a cup, and they are just like straight up not interested, you know? And this to me is your energy of maybe you not fully recognizing what you're being given by the universe right now. Because you guys are experiencing Jupiter return, which is when things are starting to manifest for you. Energy that you've put into things are finally starting to come around, and you're starting to get blessings from it. Jupiter is the most benevolent planet in the whole zodiac. And it's finally starting to come around and give you guys what you've been wanting. And it's really powerful placed with this Queen of Swords and the Magician here. Because the Magician is a master manifester. The Magician knows exactly what it's creating at all times. I feel like this never focuses. Oh, there we go. So you guys are this Magician. You guys are starting to manifest whatever you want right now. It's going to be really, really important, though, to keep your mind on the prize with this Queen of Swords energy, because the swords, our thoughts, are what create our reality. And so you are manifesting what you are thinking about. And I feel like you know that, and actually I think you're already embodying this and starting to see the benefits. But for some reason, I feel like there's an element of you guys not being totally satisfied. Maybe it's like you're looking at you're looking at things like, oh, the grass is greener on the other side, or I still want this, or I'm still missing this, or this isn't quite what I thought it was going to be. Like, I wanted it to be a little bit different. But you guys are being so blessed right now, and I think it's really important for you to see that, because not all phases of life are going to be so powerful. Like, you're not always able to manifest like this. You're not always seeing the returns for your hard work. These are cycles of life. And so you're in an upward cycle, but I feel like you think, or you might not think that you're in a downward cycle, but I think you are looking at things from the glass half empty, as they say. Like, you are seeing what you're missing. You're focusing too much on what you're missing. So I think it's going to be important to really feel how amazing this is. I think that's why I pulled the water card. It's like, this is your time to fully embrace all the happy emotions that are coming from your current circumstances. And I know that things in life, there's always hard things in life still going on, but there's a lot that you are creating, a lot that you are manifesting, a lot that you're seeing the benefits of. And it's time to really feel that and allow yourself to enjoy it. Okay, so this is where you're headed the next 6 months. You have Venus, love, Mercury, mind, King of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Emperor. So, I mean, obviously, if you guys read tarot, even if you don't, you know that definitely there is a relationship manifesting for you guys. You guys got the Venus love card and the Ace of Cups, which is about a new emotional offering. So, I mean, there's really not much to interpret there. I think you guys are, it's plain. Like, you guys are stepping into a higher relationship. And if you are already in a relationship, I see it being very happy. If you guys experience and are aware of when Venus is transiting your 7th house, you will realize and you will feel that there is such a deep connection and ease in your relationships when this occurs. So to have Venus come here is basically saying your love life in the next 6 months is going to be on the up and up. And that is going to be just amazing for you guys. You guys, I think this is what's going to help you really see and feel how well you're doing right now. Sometimes things can be going really well in our life, but if there's one area that's not quite where we want it to be, we can focus on that, which is like this 4 of Cups. So maybe right now, like, things are going well in certain areas of your life, but maybe your love life isn't there. But what I'm seeing for you guys is that over the next 6 months, your love life is going to really come in strong. And I feel like that's going to help you be grateful for the rest of the things in your life. Because sometimes all we need is a really great relationship to make us feel like we're on fire. I mean, it's kind of hard to feel like crap when you're feeling so much love and support from a partner. That's really what I'm seeing for you guys, which is so powerful. I also pulled Mercury, the mind, which is interesting. I feel like this energy really goes with the Emperor. And this is kind of what I was saying before, that the Queen of Swords is very aware with the Magician card that her thoughts are creating her reality. So the quality of her thoughts is really the quality of her life. And what I'm getting a feeling for you guys is that you up level from the Magician. The Magician is this person out here manifesting things, creating things. But at the end of the day, she is like the creator in the moment, but the Emperor is the ruler. So the Emperor takes that one step further and is like, okay, you've made this, but now I'm going to rule it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to embody it. I'm going to live it. So this is the process of creation, bringing things into being, and this is the process of mastering it, of fully living it. And I like this paired with Mercury, the mind, because to me, this is saying the reason why you step into this Emperor energy is because you begin to master your mindset. So now that you're starting to create really positive, beautiful things, which you've already been doing here, you're going to start fully enjoying them because you realize that you are responsible for your life. Your thoughts are what create your reality. And so I think what you do is you start changing your thoughts to focus on all the good things instead of this Four of Cups energy where you're kind of feeling like something is missing. So I feel like you're fully stepping into your power here because you're changing your thoughts to be one of more happiness, fulfillment, confidence, definitely confidence. You guys are stepping up as a leader. You have this King of Wands here, which is a very entrepreneurial card. Again, leadership card. This is like the CEO running the business, especially these paired together. You guys are really becoming the masters of your own life, of your career, of your love life, of your thoughts. That's really powerful. So I feel like you guys are going to be feeling extremely confident, but of course it's not without effort. This is something that you are building. This is a long-term goal for you. So whether it is creating a business or it is building a relationship, you are putting in the time, the effort, and the work to think long-term and to grow something that is bigger than you have ever done before. So I feel like this energy where you're starting off right now is you beginning to see some things come in, beginning to see some benefits. And then here is when you start really cultivating those benefits. You fully master them, you fully enjoy them, and you, again, you cultivate them. And so what I mean by that is like these are seeds that are starting to sprout plants here. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it's like, okay, now that I have some plants, with this Emperor energy, I've mastered these plants. I know how to take care of them. I feel confident with them. Now the plants are bearing their own seeds and their own fruit, and I'm going to plant those because I'm going to grow a huge garden. This is my big long-term goal here with the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like you guys are having a bigger vision. You're wanting more. And I feel like your relationship is part of what's supporting you. Like your love life is so strong in these next 6 months that I feel like you have wings and you feel like you can do anything. And you can. With this Emperor energy, the King of Wands energy, you can do anything. Whatever you put your mind to, you can create. So that's so powerful. I love that. Let's look at your advice cards for how to get into the 6-month energy. Okay, you guys have 6th house routine. Should I hold them up? 6th house routine. The Sun card. The Moon card. Phoenix. How's that for happily ever after? Sun. Paint the sun back into your sky. And lastly, you have Feather. Think first before you judge. All right, so these are your advice cards. So let's talk about what these might mean. So first of all, you guys got the 6th house routine. So one of the important things for you guys is going to be about establishing a really healthy routine. And Mercury rules over the 6th house, which is Virgo energy. So it's a time to also be analytical, to create systems for success. That's going to be really important for this Emperor here. You don't step into this kind of masterful leadership energy of these 2 cards without strong systems. I think people really misunderstand. They think that you have a lot of self-discipline to succeed. It's not that. It's just that you create a system, you create a routine, you create a habit, and you just follow through with that habit. And as you do it more and more, it becomes less of an effort. So it's not like you have to decide every day to wake up and go to work and put in the time for whatever it is you're trying to create. It's that you've built it into your day, you've built it into your schedule, into your routine, and then it just happens. You're able to achieve this success because you've set up your life to support that through your systems. So it makes it a lot more achievable and a lot easier. Again, I think really taking a look at the quality of your thoughts, because that is the quality of your life here with the Mind and Mercury card. And I think this really kind of plays into this card where it says to think before you judge. That's the thing about Virgo 6th house Mercury energy. It can be very like scrutinous, is that a word? Under a lot of scrutiny. And this can be for yourself or for other people. So just be really careful about your level of pickiness or scrutiny, especially if you are in a leadership position with these cards here. You know, having a lot of compassion for the people that you lead is going to be really important, and not being too judgmental or challenging with them. Same thing for your relationships. That's really going to support your love life, and as well as your own inner confidence. It's going to be important to not judge yourself and be easy on yourself. You guys also have the sun and the moon card. So you guys got the water and the moon, which I feel like really play into each other. And then the sun here. So whenever I pull these two cards with each other, I'm always thinking of balancing the masculine and the feminine. And this is going to be really important because you guys have very strong masculine leadership energy with the Emperor and the King of Wands here. So in order to have a fully happy life, you still have to have the feminine energy. You can't just be like the masculine leader who's going out and getting things done. You really have to make sure that you also have time to rest, that you also have time to reflect, to meditate, to tune in with your soul and your intuition, to flow with your feelings. And so I think that you guys will probably do this anyway, but I just wanted to make sure that part of the routines that you establish with this 6th house energy is establishing white space, time to do nothing, time to unplug. True leaders in their roles always make time for white space, because that's when the best ideas come. You don't create wisdom without time for reflection, without time for integration. You can't always keep moving forward, which is the sun energy. You have to pause, take a step back, and then through that white space and that reflection, you come up with the best ideas for how to move forward. So just make sure that you establish that within your routine. And then it's interesting, this card here, I feel like really doesn't kind of go with any of these. Like, these are all really positive cards. And then this is Phoenix. How's that for happily ever after? It looks like she's rising from the ashes. But none of these are really indicating like ashes to me. So it's interesting that I pulled this. I don't think that is necessarily you rising from the ashes, but I feel like because the current energy is positive, right? So what I feel like is it's really representing the energy of your transformation, your up-leveling. A phoenix rising from the ashes is just saying that you are stepping more fully into your power, that you're becoming that next level you. So I think that's really what's going to be happening over this next 6 months. So maybe as far as advice is concerned, the thing about a phoenix is that when it's rising from the ashes, it's not looking back at the ashes and saying, oh, like, what could that have been? You know, what am I leaving behind? What's been destroyed? Who did I used to be? This phoenix energy, they just fully become the bird and fly away from the scene. So if you are leaving things behind, if things are being destroyed as you up-level even elements or aspects of yourself, my advice to you is to not look back and to just allow yourself to become that bird and fly away. The other card that I pulled is the sun. Paint the sun back into your sky. So it's cool that we have 2 sun cards. So there's a couple of things I want to say about this. First of all, when reading this goddess book around this sun definition, it says that as we become a light, we attract the bugs. So we become a light in the darkness. And this is what reminds me of that so much, is she's creating like the only light in this darkness. Which for me is saying that you create your own happiness And again, what you focus on grows. And so if you know what you want in your life, you can manifest it. This is really what that is saying. However, the other thing to keep in mind is that as you move into this 6-month energy where you start to up level, you're going to attract people who see your success and don't like it, or who see your success and are intimidated by it, or people that you've always loved and known that want you to stay small because that's how they know you, that's how they're comfortable with you. And so really what this sun card is saying is that the light in the darkness attracts the bugs, attracts the moths, but you have to shine your light anyway. So I guess the advice is that just know that you might have these experiences where not everyone can handle your fullest potential. And maybe some of those people you have to leave behind. Maybe some of those people you need to work with to help them understand and accept where you are. But that it's not always going to necessarily be easy for everyone around you, including strangers who might not always be the most supportive. But overall, you guys have really, really amazing energy. You are master manifestors with this Jupiter and this Magician card. And you are manifesting now. And in the next 6 months, you're going to fully embrace and enjoy this manifestation, including a really happy relationship. So I think that's pretty clear for you guys. And I hope that you liked it. If it resonates, please comment down below. And as always, if you want to book an astrology reading with me, you can do that at willsbloom.com. Thanks. All right, so for our last pile 3, you chose this stone. Today I'm going to be showing you your 6 months, what you're manifesting, what you're bringing into your life. I'm breaking this down into 3 different sections. One of them is your current energy, then your future energy in the next 6 months, and then the advice that's going to help you get there. So let's take a look at your current energy right now. You guys got the 10th house. You got Capricorn, 2 of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the High Priestess. All right. So I definitely feel like you guys are in super planning work mode. You guys have 2 cards that are Capricorn energy, the 10th house and Capricorn. Capricorn rules over the 10th house in astrology, so that means that you are absolutely in work mode. You are in hustle mode. You are putting in the time. You are planning for the future, especially with this 2 Wands card here. This is about future planning, and Capricorn is the sign that loves a plan, you guys. So I definitely feel like you are working towards building something in the future. But I love it because you guys are really doing this from a place of your intuition, of your own inner wisdom with this High Priestess card here. It's not like you're just building it because you want to, you're not just building it because you want money. I mean, that's definitely going to be part of it with Capricorn, but you're building it because it's something that the universe is calling you to do. That's the thing about Capricorn. I think people don't realize how spiritual Capricorn is. It's a sea goat. So yeah, half of it is a goat that's working hard, climbing up the mountain, going towards its goals. But then the bottom half is like a little mermaid tail. And this is so ethereal, so emotional, so intuitive, so spiritual. So the goat is only driven by its spiritual purpose. And I feel like Capricorns are very special, maybe because I have a Capricorn moon, but I just love this energy. And I feel like they're so special because they come down from this earth with such a purpose. And of course, you don't know what that purpose is typically from a young age. You have to discover it over time. But the universe really gives them a strong primal instinct and desire to fulfill and actualize their purpose. I think other people come down for, everyone has a purpose. So I don't want to say that someone's purpose is less or more important than another's, because I think every purpose is important. But Capricorn is really a career purpose that is meant to impact the world. That's why this is the World card. The 10th house is about creating something that you bring out into the world to change the world. So yes, you can have a purpose, being a caretaker, being a gardener, being whatever you want to be, and that could impact you and your family's life. But Capricorn energy is like kind of doubling down on that and saying you have this really strong drive and this strong purpose because the world needs you to change it in some way, to bring something new to the table. But it's very spiritually driven. So I feel like you're tapping into this high priestess energy and saying, okay, universe, like, what do you want me to make? And I'll make it. How can I live out my purpose to support the people? I would also say that I feel like you guys, I think planning is important. I think you're already in that energy, but I think it's especially important because you have this 2 Pentacles here, which is really about juggling a lot of different things at once. So you might be somebody who is a mom and has a business and has side hobbies and has a husband. Like, there's so many things on your table, on your plate. And so it's going to be very important to have this planning energy, which I think you guys already do, in order to make sure that all this stuff gets done. So this is the kind of place that you're in. You're right now, you're working on your purpose. You got a lot that you're juggling. You're planning for the future. You guys are putting in the time and the effort, and you are connected to your own spirit, your own intuition guiding you throughout this. So now let's look at your next 6 months. You guys got a Yod, Destiny. You got Void of Course, Moon, Mission. Wait, no, Missing. Aquarius, I Know. Fire Element, Desire. The Empress, Knight of Cups, the Devil, 5 of Wands, and 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so this group I kind of pulled a lot for, so let's see how this goes. So I feel like you guys in the next 6 months are, I mean, you're coming from the High Priestess to the Empress. Like, these are really both strong energies. Same thing with the last group. Like, you guys are starting off in a strong energy. So it's not like you guys are starting from scratch, like you haven't put in the time, put in the effort, using your intuition. No, you guys are doing great, but you're going to become even better with this Empress card. Look at on her pillow, she has the Venus here on that heart pillow. This is the divine feminine at its fullest potential. She is a queen, she is an empress, and she is wearing her heart on her sleeve in a way and really using her feminine energy to create the life that she wants, which is a continuation of this High Priestess energy. It makes sense. 6 months from now, you're not going to have a totally different world. I mean, you are in a way, but like, it's based off of what you've been doing at this time, which is tapping into your intuition, working hard. And the Empress is in this really like lush area. There's all this foliage in the background, and this is basically saying that the things that you've been putting your intuition and effort into are going to start to manifest in the next 6 months. That's really powerful. I think you are also going to have like a really big passion for life with this fire element. I think as you start to see these things come in, you're going to be like, wow, like I can do this. Like, this is amazing. I feel so confident. I feel like I'm on fire right now. I got this. Which I really love. So this is one of the most positive energies here. But then you have other things going on as well. So for me to pull the Aquarius card, I Know, the 5 of Wands, and the Devil is saying that there is going to be kind of this energy of you maybe being in your head in the next 6 months. And I think that's why it's going to be so important to tap into the intuition that the Empress has, because you might be facing certain challenges in the next 6 months that make you get inside of your head. So it's interesting because I feel like you have kind of 2 different stories going on here. One of them is this energy of the Empress, the Knight of Cups, all of this. And then the Three of Pentacles as well. And then you have this energy, which is like more of the challenges. So I do feel like you guys are going to have 2 separate chapters coming up. So right now you are in this manifestation energy. You are working hard. But I kind of feel like before you see the fruits of your labor, before you start celebrating and feeling this creativity, this fiery passion, I think first you're going to pass through this yod moment. The yod in astrology is a karmic pattern in somebody's chart that when triggered by an outer planet completely disrupts their life in some capacity. For example, I know somebody who has a yod triggered, they leave their partnership of 10 years. Or someone has a yod triggered, they move abroad and they just change their job. And so what I think for you guys is that you're putting in so much work and you're planning for the future and you're using your intuition and you're feeling connected and you're feeling good. I think that the universe is like, we want to get you from this energy of working hard to seeing the fruits of your labor with this Empress. But first, we have to put you through some tests. And you notice how on this card it says destiny. So really, these tests are the moments in your life that you chose before you incarnated. It was destined for you. It was one of those things where you were up in the sky before being born saying, I want to have this experience. So I think that you guys are meant to go through certain experiences in order to learn, in order to grow, and develop that inner resolve and that character that you need in order to become the Empress. The Empress doesn't just sit here on her throne having achieved all of this from no work or no hardships. So you guys are putting in the work, but then you kind of have to face the hardships. I'm not saying it's necessarily always going to be hard, but whatever happens, I definitely think you guys are going to make it hard on yourself mentally. Because again, with this Aquarius energy, the Five of Wands, the Devil, this to me is saying like you're getting in your head, you're having insecurities, you're kind of like fighting with yourself in some way. Why can't, there we go. You see how they're all fighting? I feel like that's you inside your head. This person in the Devil card feels trapped, but they're not really trapped. So I feel like you're kind of trapping yourself in your own thoughts and like spinning this web that you're getting stuck in. But I absolutely think that you get out. But I think what's interesting is that you have so much doing energy here. You have planning, like manifesting with the High Priestess, juggling with the Two of Pentacles, or juggling lots of things. And these 2 Capricorn cards, the 10th house in Capricorn, is about so much action, so much doing. And what I feel like happens is that you guys hit some kind of roadblock or you hit some kind of personal life challenge and it throws you for a mental loop. And what the universe really wants you to do is actually just chill. This void of course moon, this is when a moon doesn't have any aspects from planets happening to it. The moon's just coasting. No planets are talking to it. It's by itself. It's relaxing. It's just doing its thing. It's kind of lethargic. Doesn't have a lot of energy because it's not talking to people. It's just coasting. And so I feel like you're coming off of this big life transition, these big life changes, and your soul's like, all right, I need a second. I need a second. I can't keep working like I was working at this time. Like I don't have that capacity right now. And you're not meant to have that capacity. You're meant to calm down. You're meant to coast, to chill, to allow changes to occur, to allow a destiny to work itself out. And then I think, as you overcome these mental challenges here, you're stepping into more of an inner knowing. Because I think honestly, it sucks, but having self-doubt, having these mental challenges is one of the best things for you, because after you overcome them, you have this concrete confidence to stand on. You're like, I know that I deserve this. I know that I'm going to manifest this. I know that this is my path. I know. This inner knowing, this Aquarius energy here. And sometimes we work so hard, which is your current energy, we work so hard because sometimes we don't know those things. We don't know if we deserve it. Maybe some part of us deep down inside doesn't know if we will achieve it. And so we work so hard and we really push ourselves. But what to me this is saying is that you're going to face destined moments that are going to not be easy all the time. But it's going to put you on this path to where you know what you're manifesting, to what you know what is meant for you. And you know you deserve it because it's so in alignment. Which I feel like you're already in alignment here because you have the High Priestess. But still, I think you need to go through some predestined events. Like, it's an unavoidable part of this journey. And then when you have this and you start to overcome these doubts and you start to feel extremely passionate about what you're doing, extremely creative, and you're probably working on something new or in a new way. And you have so much energy and support for that. And ultimately, it leads you to this Empress card and this Knight of Cups where you feel like, yes, like I'm finally starting to see what I've been wanting to create for a long time. You're finally getting this gift of happiness that comes from the Knight of Cups here. Someone is presenting you, and I think it's yourself, with this opportunity for real fulfillment. But with the Knight of Cups, I mean, she's here holding a cup on a horse, hoping that it doesn't spill. So there might still be part of you that's like, oh, I don't want to lose this thing because I'm loving it so much. I'm so passionate. And I just had this kind of challenging experience where I wasn't that happy, or I was having to face some shadows. So it's like, I don't want to fall back into that energy anymore with this Knight of Cups. Might be you kind of scared a little bit about slipping back. But as long as you're keeping on your path, I don't think that you will slip back. I think that this was just a chapter, and now you're in a new part of the cycle where you are going to be happy and manifesting. So let's look at your advice cards for this energy. You guys got the second house, owning. Second house is ruled by Taurus. It's about money. It's about finances. It's about your self-worth. You guys got Castle. It's time for healing, not war. You guys also got Potion. Remember to practice self-love. You got Devotion. Sorry, my neighbors are really loud outside. You can probably hear them. You guys got the Future and Transformation. So if this doesn't tell you that you're going through transformation, then I don't know what is. All right, so the very first thing that draws my attention is this Transformation and this Castle card. It's time for healing, not war. I think this is you going through that yod moment in life. There's going to be something that is transforming you from the inside out to become that Empress energy. But you see, it's time for healing, not war. Really what that means to me is this yod here. I'm sorry, this void of course moon where they're just coasting. It's time for healing. It's time for rest. It's time to not be in conversation with others. It's time to just give yourself that break to heal. So when you do go through the transformation, the advice here is that you give yourself the time and the space away from others in order to heal and not keep trying to push forward. The other thing that I see, this is the remedy. It says second house owning. I mentioned that the second house rules over our values and our self-worth. This is going to be really pivotal, I think, in helping you move past this energy here with the Five of Wands and the Devil, where you're kind of in your head and You're experiencing self-doubt, you're experiencing inner turmoil. The second house is Taurus. It's very grounding energy. It's having a strong foundation, coming back to yourself through different practices of self-love. So I think it's going to be really important as you start to experience like some of the self-doubt to have rituals to practice self-love, to journal about self-love, to establish your self-worth so that your strong foundation comes from within. I think that's the advice here is how can you love yourself more? How can you fully embrace all of your qualities more? This devotion and the future card, to me, you guys have lots of future planning cards, so I think you're meant to keep planning for the future. And the devotion card to me is saying, don't give up. Even when you guys start to experience that yod, even when you guys start to go through the transformation, it's saying, don't give up on your dreams. Keep your eyes peeled towards the future because you are going to see what you want come to life. Just don't give up. Keep that devotion. You will have it. You just have to move through this little period here, which might not always be the most comfortable, but you're going to end up being this Empress energy. You're going to have this Knight of Cups, this fire. You're going to be creating something you're really excited about. So just keep your eyes on the prize. Keep planning for the future. Don't stop. And even if you have to take a break to rest, to heal, don't stop believing and putting in, small daily actions to get you to your goals. Even if you have to pull back a lot, just doing a little bit every day is enough to help keep you going. So I hope that this was a good reading for you guys. If so, please comment below if it resonates. And as always, you can buy an astrology reading from me at willisbloom.com. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.